Derek, it's a massive subject, innovation. Where are we on the journey? That's a difficult question, but there's been, from what I've been reading, a little bit of a problem about innovation being understood and accepted in the NHS.
Yes, well, the hubs close or are closing. There were 9. There are 6, I think, left, but most of those will be closed in the next year or two. So the old, as it were, system of just having regional hubs will close completely. Now, that's a great shame, because I think overall they've saved about £100 million from the health service. There is no ready replacement. So my view would be that there should have been one main central hub and 8 spokes. That hasn't happened, and it isn't happening. So we will lose much of the work that's been done over the last 10 years.
But Derek, what was your vision for how it would work and how it would improve things in the health service?
Well, alas, it wasn't my vision. It was the Labour Party's vision in the 20s or the noughties. And one of the problems is with the health service, you can't prove. It's not like an investment in, say, a brand new bandage or a brand new operation. These are small changes that, when you add them up, have a most profound impact in a hospital. One of the problems is that no one really understands innovation in a hospital, nor do they understand it, sadly, politically. So it's a great. It'll be very sad when we close. We met yesterday, and think we have found a resolution as to how we might continue. Because I like innovation, but with innovation you need investment. And if you can't find it through the NHS, I think it's our turn to go and find it publicly.
But of course, innovation is massive. It's very wide-ranging. Is all innovation very expensive, or are there cheaper ideas on innovation about communication, emailing, using sort of technology, emailing patients their results from scans or whatever, that actually isn't going to cost a lot of money, but could make a huge difference to saving money and helping patients be happier and healthier?
Yes, I mean, one of the problems, if you're a chief executive of a trust, you're looking really only at the next 3 months and whether you can balance the books. Innovation takes 3 years, 5 years, sometimes 7 years to come to market. If you're not going to fund that in the health service, then it can only be done privately. But, you know, in private, so if you want to get money, you've really got to have a massive idea to get 10 or 15 million. You're not going to find that in the health service. So at the moment there's a gap. We like to think we might make something of the gap over the next 18 months, but it will be a tough call.
But what about this, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been reading that there's been a sort of distrust of the private sector from the NHS, and that's hampered the development of innovation. Would you say that's true?
Yes, I would say that's true. And actually, if you think of why we have the NHS, it is, you know, it's the people's health service. And therefore, really, there should be a way inside the health service to enable innovation. That is the problem. One of the ways in would be to have this hub and spoke model, which I spoke about earlier. But we probably have to wait post-election for that to happen.
There's a lot going on, isn't there, with the election going up and all sorts of health moves, doesn't it? So we're now expecting apparently a tsunami of skin cancer. There are stories out there that elderly people are being discharged from hospital, not looked after, they're going back to hospital. There are so many current issues that grab the headlines. How can we get some more airtime for innovation?
Well, there are really only 2 ways in which you can save money in the longer term. One is to invest in preventive medicine and preventive care. So if the health service was to put 25% of its 113 billion into preventive care, you'd have hospitals screaming. You'd have GP surgery screaming. But actually, that's what a brave Secretary of State needs to do. We talk about it, but we never do the finish. We don't walk it. If we did preventive care, then I think innovation would follow, because in order to get the costs down, preventive care would need major innovation.
And if you had to pick, and it's an impossible question, but if you had to pick one area of innovation to throw investment behind and do a fantastic communication campaign on, which area of innovation is most vital?
Well, I think because most people use a mobile phone, I would establish a whole suite of apps. Now, you will have, in the very near future, you'll be able to take your temperature, even a photo, well, you can photo, but even an X-ray style of photo. But it's not just that, it's access. When you go to a hospital, they say, where's your X-rays? When you go to the doctors, they say, where's your prescriptions? There's no interlink between the GP and the hospital and the consultant. And what you can do on an app is give that security and give that information. But when I've shown it to people, they go, oh, yes, lovely, but who's going to pay for it? And that is the problem. There is no investment centre in the Secretary of State's office. So,
Derek, are you going to win your battle to keep the hubs?
We won't do that because I can't. I only do one hub, that's the South East. I think I'm seeing Jeremy Hunt in 2 weeks' time. I think I have got a proposal to make his hair curl.